had a very sheltered childhood. It was also quite emotionally abusive. There was a lot of violence involved. Ultimately, I was put in care. I was homeless for a while. Then I met this guy. He was my first love. Going on a few months, I found myself pregnant. At my first checkup, they asked me a few questions, and then they came to the one about drug use. Had I been with anybody that had used intravenous drugs? And my boyfriend was my first partner, and I had a suspicion that he had. Then the next checkup came, and that was very, very different. A doctor came in, sat me down and said to me, "There's no easy way to tell you this, but you have AIDS. Your baby will also have it, so you have to terminate this pregnancy. Today would be good." I don't remember what I said. I remember getting dressed, running away down the street in the rain, just thinking, I'm gonna die. Got on the bus, and something in me just changed. I think it was just the, no, I'm not going to get rid of my baby. I'm not going to die, I'm going to have a baby. I think because HIV was so distant, I thought it was never going to happen to me, but there I found myself 17, pregnant and HIV positive. I stayed away from the hospital. I foolishly thought they might have forced me to have an abortion. And then I went in when I was in labour. It was like some kind of circus freak show. They just left me in a room for hours and kept looking round the door at me as if it was some kind of specimen. I had my baby without much support or empathy, really. And I suppose that's when the survivor part of me really kicked in. I remember looking at the baby and just thinking, I am going to give you such a good life for as long as I can. He had to be tested, and at that time, nothing else mattered in my life. At 9 months old, my baby's test came back negative. Time went on. I didn't have any sexual partners, so I didn't have to tell anyone I was HIV positive. Then one of my friends who I'd been in touch with on and off since primary school, she was my best friend at primary school from day one, and she had nowhere to stay. And I said, come stay with me for a while. Gave her my child's bedroom to sleep in, and after a while told her that I was HIV. And the first question was, have you both got it? And I just knew what she was thinking. So I reassured her, explained a little bit about how the virus could be passed on, and I thought that was it. I really thought she got it. Went to college the next day, came back, and she'd moved out all her stuff. And had left me a note that just said, "You let me eat that stew," which the night before we'd made a pot of stew together and we'd both been eating out of it. That's the last time I saw her. That was a long time ago. There's been huge advances with HIV treatment and care. And what really saddens me so much now is that a lot of people still believe you can catch HIV from kissing or sharing a cup. And those are the things that breed stigma. So yeah, years went on and started to realise that I might have a future. And my attitude was just to keep going. And then I got sick. I was given 4 days to live. After the 4 days, I actually managed to pull through, and it took me 9 months to recover, and that's when someone at the hospital suggested that I get in touch with Waverley Care. And with the support that I got from them, I never looked back. I'm healthy today. I'm in a fantastic relationship. I have a lovely child who's now a 26-year-old adult, and the HIV didn't define who I was. But stigma is the killer. The only way you can battle stigma is by being open. And this determined, and some would say stubborn, person inside me is going to see the day when things have changed and everyone can talk openly and comfortably about HIV.
HIV. It isn't going to go away if we ignore it. We all need to listen. What could you do to help?